Even if you've never been in trouble, you're paying for the cost of crime in Connecticut as a taxpayer.
In our special report tonight, we look at what it costs per prisoner for the thousands of people behind bars. News 8 investigative reporter Jeff Derderian is here now with his exclusive report. Jeff.
Hey there, guys. Yeah, per prisoner, it's tens of thousands of dollars a year. The more people who get locked up, the more it costs you. But what's being done to cut down on recidivism rates in the state when people go back to prison? Is there help on the outside of the barbed wire? Here's what we found out.
Earlier this month,
a deadly shooting in downtown New Haven.
We told you about pastors and police coming together.
We talk about stuff that they're struggling with
to find ways to cut down on crime in Connecticut among young people. Now, a deeper look at the cost of crime and programs in place aimed at keeping people from heading back to prison.
It's easy to go back.
A place that Jose Rivera never wants to go back to. And you'll find out about that soon enough.
So when you talk about the cost of crime, what does that mean exactly? Well, according to the Department of Correction, it costs $164.01 per day to keep someone inside of a prison. When you do the math, for a whole year, it comes out to nearly $60,000 per person.
We asked the Department of Correction what specifically goes into that number, and they responded, telling News 8 things like food, clothing, court transportation for inmates, also medical care, mental health programs, and staff salaries. And remember, you're paying as a taxpayer every single time when a person returns to prison. It affects everyone in Connecticut who pays their taxes, but what's being done to cut down on recidivism rates in our state? Fred Hodges says a lot. He helps run the Family Reentry Program and Community Resources for Justice in Bridgeport. For 40 years, they've helped people who have done time, now trying to get back to life on the outside.
That a person had made a mistake in his life, it shouldn't be a scarlet letter. It shouldn't be something that they're being held against them for the rest of their life.
Hodges says the staff here provides valuable tools for people. Finding a job and a place to live are the biggest factors, the biggest hurdle former prisoners face. There's help with resume and cover letter writing skills, how to dress for an interview, what to say, what not to say.
We usually take an individual to a job interview. And if they don't get the job, we ask them what happened inside there. What do they think they can do better?
Jose is a success story, but he wasn't always one.
I came in here with nothing.
19 convictions, in and out of jail, from 17 to 46 years old. Now, he works at Family Reentry as a peer support specialist, helping others with recovery from addictions. He used to be a client.
Honestly, employment. That was one of the biggest things. I never had an interview before. I never had a work history.
Attorney Devon Ward is the state's prison ombuds, focusing on independent oversight of the state's prisons, reporting to the governor. He says the Department of Correction could do more with programs to help ease people back into society, even with something as simple as an ID to walk out with.
Some folks who are incarcerated don't have access to things like their birth certificate or other identifying information when they come in, and so providing them an ID is sometimes a challenge. But the other challenge on the department side is the amount of staff.
The Department of Correction says ID cards is not as simple as it sounds. If a person is on parole, probation, home confinement, it all enters into it. And there's work behind the scenes, we're told, with the DMV to find a workable ID solution.
There's some people that are watching this right now that are saying, it can't be that hard. You come out, go get a job, just apply. People don't try that hard. What do you want to say to people who think that?
Everything in life is a process. You know, you might get a lot of no's, but you're looking for that one yes. And that one yes is going to change your life.
One of the guys' bedrooms.
Family Reentry also has a residential program. People can rent a room while working to get back on their feet.
Were you ever worried that in your situation that you weren't going to bounce back, that you were going to get back into trouble, and that you might go back to prison?
Well, I have people to talk to this time. I have people that I can go to with my doubts, my worries.
Things have come full circle for Jose, not with just a job. He's the first person in his immediate family to ever own a brand new car. So in his mind, and in reality, he's miles away from ever going back to prison.
And according to the Department of Correction, the latest numbers show this. For 2021, 50% of the people released from Connecticut prisons went back to prison within 3 years. That said, the Department of Correction tells me every prison in the state has programs to try and cut down on recidivism. Things like CDL licenses, barbering, cosmetology, hoping to give people the best shot of not being locked up again. And we're live in the studio tonight. Jeff Derderian, News 8.